All right, welcome back, everybody. Marvel Live, full cast again this evening. I know it has been a big week. I know you've got some new content on the plate, so thank you for taking some time to share with us. We do, like I said, we have the whole cast here this evening. We do want to talk about the DLC. We want to talk about the Time Stone that was handed out in the East. Talk about the Power Stone that's going to be handed out this weekend. The very, very high profile. Yo, Mango, thank you for the sub to Team Spooky's channel, by the way. Your support, guys, goes a long way. Supporting Team Spooky supports us, so please continue to lend that support to them. Thank you, Mango. But yeah, we're going to talk about the heavyweight matchup, SonicFox versus FChamp. That was 2 sets. I mean, they both kind of went the same way, but hey, it's definitely something to talk about. And I do want to go ahead and introduce the cast members that we do have here this evening, starting with Jonas, who did work very hard to get a setup that that will work for us this evening. How you doing, Jonas? How's Miami treating you?
It's okay. I'm not having fun. Miami's boring, but otherwise it's fun. I'm having fun with Marvel. I can't believe I'm playing this game. I couldn't be able. I haven't been able to play it.
Happy Marvel vs. Capcom DLC Day. I mean,
right? Happy Monster Hunter Day.
Happy Monster Hunter Day, man.
Thank you, Combo Feed, so much. But I'm happy to be here. Happy to be back. Thank you, guys.
Well, welcome back, man. It's good to have you. It's just not quite the same without you anymore. So I'm glad you could find a setup in Miami that's holding you down and get you back on the program. Rejoining us again, our interim host, Mr. Merkel, who we might need again pretty soon. Good to see you back, dude. How you doing?
Die?
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Or am I dead?
Sorry, what's going on with Tassif?
You're good.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. I haven't got a chance to check out the DLC yet. I've been at work and I got home and ate dinner, and then had to get down and check out Black Panther and Sigma and see what all the grossness is.
Black Panther, huh? You're really not gonna give up, are you?
No, I mean that's kind of my play style. I like that super high mobility.
Yeah. Well, X-23, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to be kind of that tier. But now that we can reflect projectiles, we'll see how that goes.
I was just joking about giving up. Of course, it's way too early. I think, yeah, you were mentioning some things earlier that you're looking to try out. So Black Panther, I think people are definitely sleeping on. But glad to have you on tonight. Glad to have you to talk about it. We'll get to that a little bit later. St. Cola in the chat. What's up, man? But it's Wolvie. Not quite. Not quite. And speaking of Wolverine, Mr. Steve, good to see you, bro. Welcome back. And in full internet connection, I might say. You're looking good.
Thank you. Hello. Hi.
You sound good. No robot, no nothing, man. You're posted up. I like it.
Definitely.
How you feeling about DLC so far?
It's cool. Black Panther to me is sort of a letdown mix-up wise, but I'm hoping I get to see some stuff later on that'll prove me wrong because he looks hype. Yeah. Sigma and Monster Hunter are really cool though, like pretty interestingly unique characters.
Yes,
I'm with that.
They're both like Ultra J was tweeting about it. They're both like these big weirdos that have like kind of obscure zoning options, also with some like really obscure command throws and I don't know, interesting things going on with them. I'm kind of with you on Black Panther. We'll talk about it later, but I don't know, not quite what we expected. I don't know. We'll see. Shout out to Nerd Josh in the chat who was streaming on Team Spooky earlier, holding it down with the MVCI content. He says he's liking Monster Hunter, but he says that with Power Stone, interesting, he likes Black Panther. I don't know. I could see it. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it because I thought about pretty much every stone with Black Panther so far, and I'm underwhelmed, but maybe we can figure something out tonight on the cast. So. Yeah, like I said, we've got almost everybody here tonight. Marcus, who is en route, he'll be joining Slide again at some point. I'm not sure when we're going to expect him, but he's the Dark Horse cast member of the evening. So hopefully he doesn't come in with a loud crash and a bang, but you can definitely expect to see him later in the show. But we're going to start with Sonic vs. Champ, and we're going to start with Sonic vs. Champ because it was something that we were all really, really looking forward to as like kind of an early, like, what's a benchmark of like, what does it look like when two top players who maybe really know what they're doing are going at each other in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. You know, you have the pedigree of SonicFox, Sonic Fraud, as they say in the chat. Well, yeah, okay, buddy. We have the pedigree of SonicFox, who's champion in multiple games. He's hero of Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Skullgirls. What am I missing? I don't know. There's a whole bunch. He pretty much is decent at anything he picks up without, much effort. He was decent in Street Fighter V. He played Wong, who was a terrible character. And then we have FChamp, who is he's like one of our gods, like one of our Marvel player, like, Illuminati, right? Like he's one of the untouchables, and especially when you talk about preparation, things like that. He's had the game for a while. He looked very good at SCR, and then the set plays out and doesn't really go so well. In fact, a lot of people were popping off shots on Twitter, on social media, making a lot of bold claims. SonicFox making some bold claims about himself, about people, about their teams, about the content that they put out. Well, I don't know about all that, but the first set was 10-4, and correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, he was playing Ultron Dormammu first, correct? That was the team he went for first?
Yeah, Ultron Dormammu with Space Stone.
The Space Stone, that's right, okay. And he got 10-4. It was kind of rough. I mean, he was definitely
Bus ass.
It was, dude, it was vicious. Like, it was the uncomfortable rough where SonicFox was laughing, you know, like Champ was kind of doing the like blinking, you know, like what?
Yeah.
Like literally.
There were some points where FChamp was kind of mounting some sort of comeback. Like it was hype when he started getting his own set play going, but it was just like so short lived.
Yeah.
Like he was just SonicFox just like went off. I mean, and also he was like as you mentioned too, he was like popping off and stuff. Like after he was up 3-0. He was up 3-0 and he was like, yo, that's tournament.
Yeah.
You know, already like talking smack to him when like, you know, FChamp had headphones on, but I'm sure he heard all of it.
Yeah. I mean, and you think like, why would he do that? Like what does he have to prove? I mean, he played, he was at a stream, he was streaming with Ray Ray at their crib, at Ray Ray's house, and there was like playing a clip where it was like, FChamp was saying some things about SonicFox, like, here's how you hold back the block dog, and like all this stuff, and it was like, I don't know, it was like real petty stuff, and I guess SonicFox...
Yo, his Twitter.
Yeah.
God, go. If you haven't seen SonicFox's Twitter, go look at like the previous tweet scene. We can't say it here on stream because it was like, God, the savageness from this little 19-year-old.
How do you feel about it though? So like, okay, so hold on before you answer that question, we kick it around the table because I want to know how everybody feels about these sets. The second set was 10-7. The context of the second set was he was supposed to play his other team, which was. What, Ghost Rider Dormammu or Ghost Rider Ultra?
No. Ghost Rider
Captain Marvel and then Reality Stone.
Captain Marvel, thank you. Reality Stone. And then it was 6-1. Well, first he made a donation to the stream, to Bum Stream, and said something like, watch me body this kid right now or something. I don't know. It was like the flourish, you know, that's like kind of what we expect, right? When Champ is going to start turning it on. And then they played the setback, and it was 6-1. And then what did he do? Ask him to change? Like, what happened? The stream went down, right? That's what happened, and the stream came back on, and he was playing his old shit. And he finished, what was it, 10-6, 10-7, something like that? So, pretty competitive, I guess. I don't know, it's a little weird that the set was like, it had these rules, and then Champ, like, changed halfway through it. But you could tell, everybody who watched the set, I know you guys did, that he was adapting. Champ was definitely catching up. Champ was definitely doing some things that were starting to work. You know, you could tell that he'd definitely gotten like almost 30 games now and was doing some stuff. So, I'm going to start with you, Kyle. How do you feel about, first of all, how do you feel about the two first to 10s? This is two good players, two really good players, playing two good teams with, you know, game plans that they've thought out, that they've done. And it was pretty brutal. So, how do you feel about it now, and how do you feel about them going forward as this rivalry continues?
So I did not expect it to be the absolute blow up that it was. I know that SonicFox is a set play monster. I think that's his biggest strength is like he's really good at figuring out a game engine pretty early on and then just using whatever the most broken things are in it. But I mean it was like the week before, 2 weeks before, we saw Champ just absolutely demolishing everyone at the first Battle of the Stones event. And so then to turn around and just see him just get mocked was pretty surprising.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think it's just one of those things, like, nobody had really seen those kind of layered mix-ups that SonicFox was using at that point. And so I think it's a little weird to expect someone to just be able to turn around and block a whole bunch of new crap 3 weeks into the game. So, shout-outs to SonicFox. I'm super excited he's a Marvel player. I don't understand all the weird hate coming from people saying that he's going to destroy the game or he's going to come take over. It's like, whatever. We're all playing the game. I hope he comes and takes over. I want to see good matches, and he's definitely one of the best right now.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask you a follow-up question real quick, since you kind of hit the nail on it a little bit, but I want you to expand on it a little bit. we kind of saw two different kinds of Marvel Infinite being played, didn't we? I mean, we saw Champ was like playing it similar. Like, I would say like as close to 3 as he could get away with, you know, while still being successful. Because like he was doing, and we all got hyped when we saw like the Ultron. Like he was really feeling himself with Ultron, and it was starting to look like his little Magneto a little bit. You know, it was kind of hit and run. You know, do the stalking flare, run the setup again, and then we saw SonicFox, which is playing totally different team, totally different play style, set play, lockdown, repeat the setups. Is there a game plan that you think you liked more, that you think one player will need to introduce more than the other to succeed? How do you feel about like kind of the two philosophies that we saw on display in that set?
I mean, I think it's just kind of SonicFox is really good at blocking, and I think anyone that's played fighters for a while should be able to block pretty well in Infinite. I don't think there's very little that's unreactable once you actually grind stuff out, especially when we're talking about Dormammu and Ultron.
Yeah.
So take that and then flip it, and Jedah's got much faster instant overhead jump lights. He's got much trickier like double overhead into lows with Jedah dash movements, and he was probably the first Jedah I've seen that was doing. I mean, some of the combo paths that he had were the first time I'd seen there. Plus, using the second dash out of Jedah's stuff to make these really gross cross.
Oh, lost your audio there. Still got you talking. Still got your beautiful face, but I can't hear anything you're saying.
Like having.
I just got you. I just caught you up. You're good now. Everything. I don't know what happened, but you're fine now.
Oh, okay. That was weird. I don't know. What's the last thing I said?
I don't know. I was watching your just beautiful face. Keep going. I was waiting for it.
The last thing you said was double dash.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Jedah's double dash stuff and command grabs, and
it's much faster. It's like instant. Like Jedah
actually getting to see Rocket
and Raccoon. They're like that. Like literally, he would do like an air dash with Jedah and do the, I don't know if it's air dash light kick or whatever that really far-reaching normal is, and then the tag into the Raccoon low. Like he was, it wasn't just him. I mean, it was Steve. It was like everybody who was running into this Jedah, which is a character that a lot of people, including Champ, didn't have on. Like he was really sleeping on. Like he's like, this character was going to get figured out. He's a little, you know, set play heavy, a little stiff or whatever. And, you know, there was all the memes of, like, Jedah players downplaying their character and stuff like that. Like, a lot of downplaying was going on. I'm gonna ask about Jedah now, and I'm gonna ask you, Steve. How do you feel about that character specifically? That part of his strategy playing it? Because I know everybody's talked about his Rocket Raccoon a lot as well. But I want to know about Jedah, how you feel about its impact in the setup as well.
No, okay, so I talked about this with my friends earlier. And I had to really think about it. It's like, okay, what's the real problem here? Is it Jedah? Is it Rocket Raccoon? And in my opinion, it's definitely Jedah, because
right. That's what I'm with you. I'm with you.
Like Raccoon's annoying, and he provides a lockdown in the corner, sure. But I actually took the time after I saw the set to start learning Raccoon, and then what I started to immediately notice is that his damage is pretty low. And he actually creates a lot of hit stun deterioration on his normal B&Bs. So, like, when I see SonicFox, his combo paths being able to constantly corner carry, do decent damage, and then always lead into that, you know, that hit grab that leads to OTG into the pinwheel. Not a lot of characters can set up for Rocket Raccoon in that same way. So, like,
it's
that
ideal.
On top,
it's ideal. My friend was trying it with Thanos, and it just does not work. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work.
No, agreed. And not to mention that, you know, Jedah himself already has unreactable mix-ups, which, you know, you were saying before, like, what's a stronger strategy? And in my opinion, if you're trying to do set play stuff, you need to have something that isn't just like a tri-dash. Because in my opinion, a lot of the tri-dash characters like Nova, Captain Marvel, Ultron, they're easier to block because the lows are slower in this game.
Yes.
So you can actually try and follow them.
Yes.
Like, you know, if you see them in the air, block high or otherwise block low. It's easier to do that. Where SonicFox, you can't rely on that. He's going to cross you up. He's going to go double overhead, empty lows really fast, and you're in a box. Like, Jedah, to me, with Space Stone is probably like one of the best pairings of like character with soul, like, or character with the stone. Like, the amount of times like SonicFox can be like getting his ass whooped, but then just he gets one hit then Space puts him in the box and then just deletes him because Jedah has such a damaging level 3 that you get for free from the stone.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So then once he like that character like can easily just take apart a team in an instant. Like he's not the only one doing this too. Like I think Apology Man has been doing this with Firebrand pretty early, and he's looking like quite the threat, you know, over in NorCal and stuff too. So when I saw this stuff happening with SonicFox, it's like, oh, it's like Vinit's doing this stuff too. It's really scary.
I think
don't sleep on Jedah, y'all.
I think following with Jedah, and I'm going to kick this to you, Jonas. Following with Jedah, we have another top player, and the chat's already talking about this. Shout out to Devilfish in the chat who's saying, you guys are dumb if you think SonicFox is better than Chris G. Which is pretty interesting, but he's not the only person who said that. There's a lot of people who are defending Justin or Chris or, you know, all kinds of Marvel players kind of standing up for them, being like, oh, SonicFox, it's not a takeover, whatever. Like, you know, a lot of people are blowing this up into all kinds of different things. But Jonas, I want to ask you, you know, let's compare this to someone like Chris G, who is also playing Jedah, also running, you know, similar idea, but he's playing with Iron Man, so it's not really, you know, it's not the same kind of grime that we would see. Some people say he looks a little stiff. I don't know. Chris is finding plenty of success. He won, what was it, Northwest Majors, I think it was, with that team. That was still really early on. He hasn't won a stone yet, but he doesn't need to because, you know, like Justin, he's automatically invited. So how do you feel about the comparison between Chris and SonicFox? These are two Jedah players doing things a little bit differently. Do you think there's a comparison to be made? Do you think SonicFox is out of his league? How do you feel about it?
So right now, I feel like SonicFox is doing that good because he's coming into the game with a fresh mind. Whereas FChamp and, I don't want to say Chris and Justin, but they're playing a more traditional way of Marvel.
Right, yeah.
Which is not necessarily going to work out against somebody like SonicFox that's learning the game from the ground up, and he's a multi-game specialist. So he already like dissected the mechanics and the engine of the game.
Yes.
So, and whereas you see, like you said, FChamp was trying to get away with Marvel 3 stuff, like instant overhead lights and stuff like that. You can't. This is a Marvel 3, right? Now I feel like Chris, he's also a multi-game specialist. Maybe he wasn't looking. He's not looking as good as SonicFox right now. But then again, I feel like most Marvel 3 specialists aren't doing that well because we're still getting used to it. We're still getting over the rust of Marvel 3. Whereas these new guys, they're already with a fresh mind. They don't have that burden yet. So
that's
if you
really
ask
good.
me, yeah, if you ask me who would win right now between Chris G and SonicFox, I'm gonna pick SonicFox. But maybe you ask me this in a couple of years or maybe in a couple of months, maybe Chris G will do much better. I mean, he's a little slow to be good at games because he was a little slow to be really good at Street Fighter 2. So we just have to give it a few months. Maybe around the time that final round comes out, we'll be able to see a more defined Chris G and maybe a more figured out SonicFox. But as of right now, I think SonicFox is the best. Free.
I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair, and that's a great point that you bring out. A lot of us, we've talked about it. We're still dealing with it in some ways. We're trying to unlearn all the habits that we had, you know, from Marvel 3. And it sucks. It sucks really bad. But I feel like just inviting other players' names into the conversation with SonicFox and being like, but wait, you know, but what about Justin? Or but what about Chris? He's not better than Chris. I feel like you're already so far stepping over what it means to beat FChamp in the way that he did. Like, let's not pretend that Champ was only a good Marvel 3 player. He was a good sim in 4. He's a really good sim in 5. Did a lot of things with Sim, who's not an easy character, in 5. Beat a lot of really, really strong players. He's an old RTS player. Yeah, he's accomplished in other games. You can see that when he plays. You know, he has a very calculated strategy, bases on resources, bases on, you know, tactical routes, things like that, patterns.
Can we put something on the table, though?
What's that?
Let's not forget that FChamp had the game apparently 2 months before it was actually released.
I'm saying that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm saying that too. So, like, I'm saying that I feel like SonicFox beating Champ now is a big freaking deal. It's a big deal. Like, you can't just immediately go like, well, what about Justin? Like, I don't know. What about it? Like, that's pretty serious. That's pretty serious. So I'm going to give him his props. I'm down.
It's not just that he's beating Champ either. He's beating people who have put in massive amounts of work in the Marvel community for like a while, like Ray,
Yeah.
Coach. We're talking about Flux. We're talking about, I mean, Clockwork and SonicFox ran a 1st to 10 on Clockwork stream not too long ago
Yeah.
too.
Body
That picked
bag.
up a lot of traction. And yeah, I felt bad for Clock. I was watching that in real time, just being like, damn, dude.
What's going
Like
on
Clock
here?
bodies me. You know, I can't imagine like the type of level gap, dude. It's nuts. Like y'all who are saying that like or doubting SonicFox, like y'all gotta quit.
I know
body.
you're wasting your time, man. Like, you know, and it's funny because you know this has been said so many times. Like, and we could say things like, "Oh, well, we know how FChamp is. He's got bodied, so you know he's hitting the lab. You know he's gonna be learning. You know he's gonna be studying SonicFox, seeing what he did wrong." But how many Mortal Kombat players do you think have done that? How many Injustice players do you think have done that? Like, how many people do you think have said, "I'm going to the lab. I'm gonna figure it out." And bro, you don't know. SonicFox might walk over you with his brand new Sigma, like, this weekend. That's what he's done forever. In fact, like, there was a tweet about, you know, is SonicFox going to get frauded out by DLC this weekend? And it's like, how do you know that he's not going to bring the toughest Black Panther you've ever seen? Like, that's the way he goes. It's real. It's really, you gotta respect it. I mean, I do anyway, so. That's it. That's all. That's all I've got to say about it. Does anybody else have anything they want to say about these sets, SonicFox and FChamp? I'm glad to see it. This is what we talked about, right? When we were drooling over Marvel Infinite and we were waiting for this, we talked about fresh new rivalries, fresh L's, body bags. This is what we wanted, right? Like,
I'm just happy that somebody is out FChamping FChamp. You know.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man, but
Yeah.
when Taz said that in the when he was commentating the match, he's like, he's out champing Champ. Like,
That says
I died
everything,
laughing.
bro. That says everything. So, yeah. I'm glad
I
to
wanna-
see it. What's that, Jonas?
I kind of want to see Justin versus SonicFox.
All right, well,
honest.
let's
Me
talk.
too.
Hold on a second. Let's talk about Justin because we have a stone that was just issued out. Battle for the Stones. That's what it is. And by the way, guys, I was talking about this on Twitter. I was talking about it on the call. I'm gonna tell the chat right now. I am overnight like super stoked for this Stones tournament. I was literally laying and waiting to go to sleep, and I was thinking about how sick the body bags can come. Like, this is a whole new level of opportunity of salt. Like, this is, so many people are going to try to make Battle for the Stones mean whatever they want. Like, if SonicFox wins, you better believe he's gonna make it mean something. If Champ wins, you better believe he's gonna make it win something. Like, if Justin wins, the people are gonna make it mean something. You know, this is real. This is a real tournament. It's a little bit goofy. There's a little bit funny rules, but this is real. People are gonna make it mean something. So Justin Wong, he did win Southeast Asia Major. Did not get the Time Stone because he's already got an auto qualifier from being an EVO champion. So, top 8, I'll just go ahead and read it off to you. First place was Justin Wong. Second place was the Time Stone winner, Kazunoko. This is already pretty tight. Like, this is already insanely tight. Kazunoko's going to be in our championship for a Marvel tournament. That's pretty insane. Killer Kai, third place, who pretty much broke everybody's heart. Sorry, Kai. I know you're out there. I know you're watching, man. Dude, I know you wanted it. Everybody can see it in your face. You played insanely well. Congratulations, third place. Fourth place, 7110. Marvel 3 player who's been putting in insane amounts of work, especially in the last kind of year of the game. From Japan. Everybody was calling him like Phantom Daigo and stuff. He was looking real tough on the stage. Shout out to 7110. Fifth place was Champo and what was he playing? Zero Dante, right? That was 7110 was playing Zero Dante?
Yes.
And Kai plays...
And Champo's the guy who played Morgan Dante.
Right, and Kai plays Zero Dante as well, right?
Zero Dante as well, and so
Okay.
does Marn.
Champo
so
was
does
the
a lot
Morgan
of other
Dante.
people.
Marn tied 5th place with Champo for Zero Dante as well. 7th place was, I think, what was his name? Toeman? Something like that. He was a Nemesis Hacker player, his big bodies, and he tied with Fubar Duck, who played Ultron, I think Dormammu.
Dante
He got
Ultron.
bodied. Dante Ultron, yeah. He got bodied. I love you, Fubar. He knew he was going to get bodied. He said, he was like, well, I got to go. I'll be right back to commentate, enjoy this match. So, this was streamed on twitch.tv/Battle for the Stones.
What?
Yep, that's where you can find it if you want to go watch the footage. It is not behind a paywall, as you would expect if it was streamed on Capcom Fighters, which is where SCR was streamed. It was not streamed on there. It was streamed on twitch.tv/Battle for the Stones. You can go watch it for free. So, enjoy that. And, yeah, so let's talk a little bit about Justin Wong before we get to the Time Stone winner and the Time Stone. Justin looked good. I'm not gonna say he didn't. His rush down was super strong. He's playing Nova Dante, correct? With Reality Stone? Ultron,
no,
sorry.
Ultron. Nova Ultron.
Nova Ultron with Reality Stone. I'm going to ask a question. I don't know who wants this first, but I felt a certain way about watching Justin win, and does anybody buy it? Like, does anybody buy, like, Justin as a Nova Ultron Reality Stone player? Does anybody buy it? Because, like, when he came on with Marvel 3, you know, think about it, Jonas. Wolverine, Akuma, and now think about it. Like, where are we? What's Justin doing, man? What's going on here?
He is ditching out the aesthetics and he's focusing on the function. You know?
Think so? Are you okay? 100%. First of all, yellow card, meme card. Second of all, do you really think he's selling out? You think that's what's happening here? He's cashing in?
Okay, look at it this way. What else can he play? What else can he play? It's Justin Wong. He's gonna go in and he's gonna go in hard. No, he's gonna go in hard. He's gonna go. He saw the character select and he was like, "What? How can I brute force my way in?" And then he picked Nova and Ultron and Reality. He just wants to go in. Forget anything else. He just wants to do it. It doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look nice. I'm not a fan of it right now, but it's paying the bills, and we have some bills and they need to get paid. So that's what he's doing, you know.
Okay, all right. Do you think that? Oh, before I ask this question, I see what you're saying, and it kind of makes sense. Like, he's playing a team that lets him stay in, right? And if you look at how he designed his Wolverine team in Marvel 3, he just wanted to stay in. Seif, longtime Justin Wong fan, longtime friend of mine who I also, you know, he's my hero. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Are you buying this identity? Do you think that what's going on here? How do you feel about this?
I mean, even though it's Rushdown, like, y'all gotta understand that, like, it's not Nova Ultron that is the Justin Wong style.
No.
It's the Reality Stone.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that,
you're right.
And, yo, that, like, let me get it off my chest and say, like, even though I use it, that stone is pretty scrubby.
It's the brain
pretty
stone.
Damn scrubby.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah,
equip
right?
your brain.
Like,
just equip it. There you go.
Yeah, and you got a noggin on you when you use it, right? So, like, imagine that type of power with one button in the hands of one of the lamest players in the game. Like, he abused that stone.
Yeah, he did.
He abused it.
Yeah.
Like, now, I can imagine as time goes on, once people start to get a better idea of how to push block it and reflect it close up.
Yeah.
You know, because that's something that he was getting away with a lot, was he'd go in, he'd like box dash with Ultron, and as soon as they push block, he'd Reality Stone up close, and then he'd tag. And then when that happens, like, a lot of times they'll block the Reality Stone, but they wouldn't reflect it back and punish the tag. Yes. Now, it's pretty hard.
It's tough.
It's pretty hard.
And if you fuck it up, you get hit, and you lose.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah! And, like, and Justin Wong, like, something that I think is really powerful with Justin Wong's setup is not necessarily the Ultron, but how good Nova is at beating push block with his slide. Like, he's doing crouching light punch into standing light kick. Yeah. And after he does any normal, and he's always back in there, and he's buying enough time for the tag cooldown to be reset to get Ultron back in, and it's like he's constantly pushing you to the corner and he's constantly keeping you pressured. He's barely mixing you up, yo. It's such a drastic difference from how you see like SonicFox play, which is like heavy mix up, heavy setup, a lot of technical sort of stuff, where like Justin Wong, that was probably the most simple, effective game plan I've ever seen from a top player.
No,
but it was effective.
That's where I'm with you. That's where I'm with you. He obviously, because that's how he does. That's what he does. He does find game plans, and that's clearly what he does have. He not only does he have a good, reliable game plan that's accessible for him, impose his will. He also has a very cheap defensive mechanism, as you're saying, that can say, "Where's yours?" Like you're gonna have to show me that you can like do your shit while I'm being lame and annoying and cheap, and most people are still struggling with it. You know, he almost lost to a Hawkeye player, which is pretty interesting. That Hawkeye, was it Strange? I don't remember what the other character he was playing, but he was from Vietnam, and it was super gross. So it was, it was pretty scary. Kyle, are you good, by the way? I saw you were setting up. You good? Yeah? Maybe not? Alright, well, we'll wait on Kyle. I'll just throw it back to you, Steve. Do you think, and a lot of people, Justin, you know, his name has come up after SonicFox has started his little domination thing. Do you think this version of Justin, do you think he could do it? Do you think he could beat Sonic in a bracket?
Oh man, okay, so like that.
This version of Justin Wong. This is where we're at.
Because the way I see it, the way that Justin Wong plays, I feel like that would like at least in the neutral. I'm saying the neutral that Jedah would have a hard time dealing with the way Justin is using Reality Stone, and I want to get this out of the way too. Is like it looks like really plain and simple, but I bet it's a completely different beast when you actually sit down and play the guy.
Yeah, he's not making. You talking about Justin?
Yeah, I'm talking about Justin. Like you got like there's some things that you'll only really figure out what he's looking for if you play him.
No, he makes a fool out of people at his house for sure.
Yeah, so I'm saying that like with the way like when you play Reality Stone versus Space Stone, like you have an inherent advantage in the neutral. So that like I'll say the neutral. Now, does that matter? That's the question, because the more I see people talk about this game, and you know, it's less about, you know, you can hide dirty and bad decisions with your tags and your supers and all this other stuff and force a lot of crazy stuff to happen. It's real, like, at least in this day and age, I feel like SonicFox's strategy is much more effective than Justin's. So in my opinion, I would give it to SonicFox. Now, if Justin Wong was able to play a neutral game like unlike anybody you've ever seen before, that would be where, you know, the tides kind of turn a little bit.
Right. But I mean, I just feel like even in that scenario, that assumes that Sonic is not prepared somehow, you know, to like deal with a player who has really clean neutral. And we saw, you're basically saying that Justin has to play better neutral with Ultron than Champ. Which,
yeah, I mean, Champ tried to play neutral, and look what happened to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that says a lot, right? That's where I ultimately, because I was talking about this with somebody, and I said, well, Champ plays half that team, and it didn't go so well. So, like, do you think that Justin could do it better than Champ could? I don't know, man. That's tough for me. That's tough. He look good though.
It's Justin Wong though.
He is, yeah. No, he is. Who do we sleep on? I don't know. I can't sleep on either in this situation. So
I think it'd be a cool set.
It would, and we're there, man. That's the crazy part, is we're back. We are back. We're literally cool sets are just. You want a cool set, you're gonna get a cool set. It doesn't matter. Like, there's cool sets around every corner. Before we talked about Red Bull, I do want to finish with the Time Stone, because the Time Stone is freaking crazy. Like, it's probably, at first a lot of people were like, I don't get this. Like, is this good? Like, why did Kazunoko get this? I think it's disgusting. The Time Stone power is he can, at any point in the tournament, is my understanding. So even if he's not playing, for one match, he can negate the use of an opponent's stone. So that's pretty crazy, right? Like, if you think about the shenanigans, because, okay, what stones do we have already so far? We have Richard Wynn with the Soul Stone, which, what, removes a loss, right? I think it does?
Removes a loss, yeah.
You have, what's his name? Sack Tap with the Space Stone, the Charity Stone as it's known, and he can what, switch places with somebody, right? And now we have the Time Stone, which says, nah, whatever you just tried to do, screw you, figure it out. And that sounds pretty insane. That sounds really insane. Power Stone this weekend, I don't know what's coming up, but the fact that Kazunoko has the power. Kazunoko has the power. Maybe the nuttiest nut of fighting game history has the power at any time to say, nah, dude, I don't know who you are, but stop it. That's crazy to me. Like, the stone effects, I really was not behind at first, but when you think about the people who are holding these powerful stones, our trolls, our king trolls, Kazunoko, Sack Tap, Richard Wynn, and almost positively SonicFox. He's going to get one, right, eventually. If he doesn't get one this weekend, he's probably going to get one. And he's pretty trolly. He could be pretty petty with that stone. He could literally hold on to that stone until he sees FChamp if he so desired. I don't know. But, I don't know. The Time Stone, congratulations, Kazunoko. That's hilarious. If I was in it, I would want that one. That's me.
Can I just say how happy I am to see Katsunoko play Marvel?
Yes!
That guy's like one of my
Hell yeah.
favorite fighting game players.
Dude.
And that he played in such a Katsunoko way. I was seeing, I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, that's you, you know, and that, it's you. And
How many times did he go 0-2, man? And it didn't matter. He's like, I'm going to keep playing my way.
Yeah,
Keep
I
playing my
mean,
way.
he just came back like from so many things, and I was just, damn. I mean, he looked really strong when he was on point. He looked really strong, except against Justin. But I'm just a fan right now. Like, I want to see more of him playing. You know.
It's such a good, like, already, if you think about the tournament, we have Kazunoko, Sactap, Richard Wynn, Justin Wong, Viscant, Flocker, Kane Blue River, what are my Evo champs? Chris G, Ryan LV. Am I missing one? I'm lost count. There's a who's who of people already included in this tournament. And we still have 3 online qualifiers. By the way, if you lose and you don't use your stone, you lose that stone. That goes to the guy who just beat you. The guy or gal who just beat you. That's theirs. So
that to me is probably going to be the coolest part about this is like the further along you go in the bracket, the more stones these people are actually going to have.
yeah.
And that's where like Time Stone is going to be like OD because it's like it's going to be the dramas. Like when is he going to use that to negate their stuff? Like how is he going to use it? Like
And then think about it, bro. It's like we were talking earlier. Online warriors, bro. You and me. These online warriors, they get their qualifiers. There's 3 of them. Who's going to use a stone against the round 1 online qualifier? Tell me who's going to use it. Nobody. Everybody is going to sleep on their online warrior, and somebody's going to catch the bag. And someone's going to go down without using their stone that they worked so hard for. They had to go to their tournament for and play all those people for. And they're going to sleep on it and be like, nah, online, sure, I'm going to hold this to champ or whatever. And they're going to lose it. So, I don't know. I'm excited. The format has got me pumped. I'm pretty stoked about it. So, online tournament details are coming soon, by the way. I know that doesn't help. But I reached out for a comment from Capcom, and they are coming soon. So, look out for those. We're going to move on to the Power Stone, which is up for this weekend. And SonicFox will be there. In fact, not just SonicFox. Does anybody have the list of names pulled up? I mean, I was like super deep. We have, go ahead and hit us with some, Steve. Because we have Steve, Ray, Flux, SonicFox. There's a 128-man cap, by the way, for the bracket. That's this weekend. That's this Saturday, the 21st. It's in Chicago. We don't know what the Power Stone is going to do yet. Punk will be there. We'll see. It's capped at 128. I'm pretty sure that bracket might hit its limit.
I think this is the first real Marvel Infinite major, right? Like the first one that's actually like everybody's going out to this.
It feels like it, right? Like it feels. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, Neokarsh, Marvello, like everybody's coming from everywhere. It's one of those situations where you got Florida showing up, you got California showing up, New York showing up, Midwest is there. It's in their backyard. Of course they're going to be there. Let's see if the old reset button gets hit on Midwest and if we're a laughingstock again for 4 great years before we figure it out. The storylines, they're there. They create themselves. So, I mean, whoever wins this is going to get the Power Stone. That includes the invitation to Battle for the Stones. And whatever the hell Power Stone does. Imagine SonicFox with, I don't know, what the hell? Like, what would you ever want to give? Why would you want to give him another advantage? He might not need it. He might be on some Thanos shit and withhold his stones and just walk to grand finals with the whole damn glove on his hand saying, I ain't need it. Don't need it. I don't know. Fuck.
I hope it's not like that.
I'm stressed. I'm stressed, dog.
Yeah.
I'm stressed. Anybody could do that.
What if SonicFox gets blown up though?
Yo, it could happen. Like he's not untouchable, yo. Like there are weaknesses, and the more attention that he's gonna have, you best believe that there's a lot of rumblings within the competitive community. People just being like, yo, this is how you beat this. This is what you have to do with this. Like people are banding together to try and figure out the best way to beat this dude because he has the biggest target on his back.
That's good. Thank you.
Definitely not to mention that we're a month into the game. Like, we are still, every day, people are putting out new tech on Twitter, on YouTube. People are in the lab with their secret tech that they're holding on to for these events. So, I don't think there's anything that we can just sleep on too hard, and I don't think anything that anyone has found is going to be like, congratulations, you've solved the end game a month into it. That's not going to happen.
I'm with you. I'm definitely with you on that. I think it's a little, I don't know. I'm not going to give it to SonicFox, that's for sure. I think definitely that's why we play the games, right? But see, I can see the scenario of like, maybe SacTat matches up with SonicFox, and he says, Space Stone, you're fighting King Blue River now, or something. I don't know. And then suddenly SonicFox is playing against Big Bodies and Lariat, and maybe that's a blow-up. Y'all, we talked about this a little bit before the show, but, I mean, King Blue River could win. And people felt ways about
I did
King
not
Blue
say
River.
that. For the record, I did not say that.
Shay, he did not say that.
For the record, Jonas said that.
Jonas has picked a favorite. Jonas has picked a horse for his Battle for the Stones champion. Jonas, if you'd like to take over from here.
I forgot I have push to talk. I forgot I have push to talk. Sorry. I'm talking in a strictly what if scenario. It's not canon,
Okay,
right?
it's not canon.
When Deadpool was with Lady Death, it's not real. You know, this is like a what if. What if KBR wins with freaking Lariat, BS? Oh my God, you know, like what if that happened?
The salt. Like okay, and that's what's so pure about this. That's what's so much fun, and that's why like the more I thought about this, the funnier and the more giggly I got about this tournament because, like I said, there's gonna be so much put on it. Someone's gonna want to use it to say something. It doesn't matter. It's gonna happen. We're gonna say something. The community's gonna say stuff about it. It's just gonna happen. It's not perfect, Battle for the Stones, but look at what it's done. It's given us such an early, like, dream matchmaker salt machine out of the box. It's like, it's absurd. It's totally absurd. People are going to have their egos destroyed, uplifted. I mean, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be devastating. I'm excited. It's going to be a bloodbath. I think they've done a great job. Capcom, I think you've done it. I think it's good.
I think the coolest thing is this is kind of the appetizer. Like,
yeah.
We had a few months before the real season starts because the game came out pretty late in the year. And they were like, hey, let's just try and create as much drama and give these people a chance to shine and make it interesting. And I think they've knocked that out of the park. And I think, like, being able to... We keep saying how, like, people are caught in the mindset of Marvel 3, and even we're doing the same thing. It's like, man, this player was good in Marvel 3, but it really doesn't matter. There are some people that were just absolute monsters and just haven't shown up yet because they can't find the thing that made them the monster.
He's talking about me. He's talking about me.
Yeah, mostly. Everyone else on the podcast has shown up except for KP. So I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm definitely looking forward to this and to next year and the rest of the lifespan for the game. Like everything's just going so awesome so far.
Jonas, you got something to say, man?
I'm happy this is happening because usually the game came out in September, right?
Yeah.
And then that's usually when like majors start going down. You have a few East Coast tournaments, you have a few West Coast tournaments, but there's no big majors for the rest of the year. Like there's Canada Cup, but not everybody can get to Canada, right? So now we have like this mini CPT for Marvel Infinite. That's gonna like keep the hype, the esports hype alive until December-ish, and then the actual tournament season starts, and then what I consider to be the start of the season is final round. I can't wait for final round. I just want to see what happens there, you know, and the implications from Battle for the Stones into final round. That's gonna be like what's gonna happen. Like I'm just excited because I haven't felt like we've had this big of an attention or like not attention, but like a developing exciting storyline for the game, you know, because Marvel 3 I don't want to say it's more of the same, but it was like a cycle, right? And we were already like 6 cycles in, but now this is like fresh, like ground zero, you know. I just want to see what's going on now. Like I can't wait until final round, Evo, and then the next Capcom Cup. Like I just want to see how the meta is going to evolve. If it's going to be like Marvel 3 that we have a different champ every year, or is it just going to be SonicFox for the first 3 years of the game? I don't know.
We're there, dude. That's the thing. It's like with Marvel 3, we had some storylines to follow for sure going to the end of it, but you know, it was mostly like it was really at the top. Like it was some very elite shit going on. We're in a different place now. We're back in the trenches. Mud is being thrown. Maybe I'll even get to beat Merkel in a tournament. I mean, there's a whole new world of problems.
No,
no,
I play Gamora Dante.
Yeah, I was about to say, not with that team, probably not. But yeah, I mean, like it's brand new. This is brand new, you know, raw salt rivalry, and like, okay, there's definitely some criticisms for Battle for the Stones, and like people, I was talking to my Discord today. They were saying like, you know, they're playing for 30K and then adding these like gimmicks and stuff doesn't send the right message. Like, oh, it's supposed to be serious for 30,000. Like, I don't look at it that way. First of all, I look at it, number one, I'm glad Marvel players are getting paid. Like, I think it's really lame.
We need to talk about that more. Like, money is in our game again. Like, that's been so long.
Dude, the Evo champions have been getting paid pennies for Marvel forever. I mean, even
it's pennies that the community is putting together and giving to these people. It's not even. Ugh.
I'm with you.
Like, we're all excited about the Stones, but like we kind of gloss over the fact that we're talking about 30K.
This is
like,
a big deal.
That's not.
This is what's gonna happen, guys. This is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be grand finals, right? SonicFox is the winners and KBR is in losers, right? And then KBR resets the bracket on SonicFox, and they're both on losers and it's 2-2, right? And then KBR uses the one that deletes one lose, and then now it's suddenly 2-1. Then SonicFox wins one that's supposed to be the third one, and then KBR wins the other one, and he wins 30K, right? He wins 30K using some BS stone, and SonicFox just has to hold that.
I'm with you. I laid awake at night thinking of all the salty faces that could be possible from this absurd, like, and what do you want? Like, what? It's 4 months. Like, happy 4-week day, right? I think the game's been out officially a month. We have not that much long until December, and Cap Cup happens. What do you want? Like, how are we gonna, like? You want some super serious, like, ranking system? Like, how do they pick? Like, what did you want? What did you expect? Like, what was gonna happen? I'm glad that we are playing. I'm glad that it's going to stir things up big time before, like you said, final round kind of hits, and that's kind of like when we traditionally think, okay, the season's in gear. We're going to have something that's really going to mix it up, make really people salty, and someone's going to get paid. I'm really glad that someone is going to play Marvel vs. Capcom and get paid for it.
For the stone specifically, do we know if it is like one use the entire tournament, or
so.
If you win the stone,
I think
you have to win an unused stone?
Use it or lose it. That's correct.
All right.
Yes, I think. So if like someone uses it round one and then runs into them later, you don't beat them and then get their stone. I don't believe that's how it works. So pretty interesting stuff. I'm excited.
No.
I was originally
that's how it works.
What's that?
I think that's how it works. You can use it, but then if somebody wins, they take it from you. They can use it.
Oh, I thought it was once it's gone, it's gone.
I don't know where or when I heard that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I could see it working either way. I feel like it makes the stones a little bit more precious, right? If they are like once and done. But I understand that. That makes sense.
if it's one and done though, I feel like you're gonna see them like round 2 or 3, and then it's just a normal tournament. So if anyone's worried about the gimmicks,
unless you don't, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause what are the rounds? What are the starts gonna look like? Are they gonna match? Like, how's it gonna go down? You know, you might be sleeping on your round 1 opponent. You might get matched up against Sactad and be like, this dude plays Haggard. It's a joke. I don't care. I'm not going to use my stone. And you get bodied. And you lost it. And now he's going ahead with 2 stones. That's the way I see it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. I think the salt is worth it. So, I don't know who's going to get paid from this, but congratulations. You definitely
I'm going to be mad at Capcom if the trophy isn't a big infinity gauntlet.
It's got it.
Each of the... Yeah, with each of the stones, you know, because technically whoever wins has the 6 stones. So if they don't do that, I'm gonna be so upset.
And that's perfect, right? Is the winner gets the 6 stones. So
no, it's gonna be an Easter basket.
the Easter bunny's gonna come out and he's gonna give them some plastic eggs.
That's
it's gonna be Yoshinori Ono.
All right, real quick though. Also, shout out to Sean Don in the chat. That is exactly what that is. Dive Vinyl LP. That's my boy. Shout out to you. But anyways, Mindstone. It's coming up. The Mindstone is coming ahead at Canada Cup. We won't have a show before Canada Cup, so we'll be recapping the Mindstone. But it will be available 10/26 through 10/27 that weekend. So I don't know what that's going to do. I have no idea, but yeah, I think we're gonna see the body bags pile up real quick, and this stone
Also-
shit is gonna get bad. What's up?
We talked about earlier, it's like, what if SonicFox and Justin Wong played? And I believe that might be going down to Canada Cup.
Oh, exhibition. Is that true?
Like I've just heard the rumblings on Twitter.
Okay.
Justin Wong being like, "Hey, SonicFox, come out to Canada Cup, we can play." And then he's like, no confirmation yet, but yo, I need to see this now. I need to see this now.
See, we're back, baby. We got real matches, baby. It feels good, baby. It's like these people want to play. We want to see them play. They're getting paid to play. It's the best case scenario. And I will say one last thing before we move on to the DLC and patch notes. Something that really disappointed me was the chat for Southeast Asia Major. It's terrible. It's terrible. I know most people who are watching the show right now probably wasn't you, because you're here and you love the game and you're watching content because you love the game and you love participating and having fun. The chat sucked. And I felt really bad for people like 7110, who was a godlike Marvel 3 player, especially at the end stretch. And I don't know his career that closely, but I don't know if he's ever played on a Battle for the Stones kind of stage before, for that kind of opportunity. Same thing for like Eliver. He's had a lot of chances and he got really far and he worked really hard and was, really almost made something really huge for him. Abigail, a bunch of players who put in crazy work, and like the chat is just shitting on it super hard. So that's not something I'm looking forward to.
I mean, look,
that's not what I'm looking forward to.
I don't remember who I was talking about this with, but we have to remember that obviously this podcast started as a Marvel 3 podcast,
Yeah.
but we're not the Marvel 3 community anymore. We are the Marvel Infinite community now, and with the community getting bigger, it brings problems from other communities, like people bitching about patches on that Dante's too OP and Gamora is stupid, and like, who is this player? Who is this Abigail guy? I don't know who he is. Like he must be a scrub, and it's frustrating, but we have to get used to it if we have this game. Yeah.
You're right. No, I mean it's a little interesting, right? Because on the one hand, people are trashing on it and they're saying like, and great question, why is it on this channel? Why is it on Battle for the Stones? But like, it literally became like a copy pasta. Like I was saying, it's like people were just spamming it and like shitting on it and be like, nobody's gonna find this, and the stream views are like 8,000 deep already. It's like I was saying before the call, like how many games can you have a game where you're new, a channel just came up this weekend, never before seen followed channel, just came up for a really obscure ass tournament in Southeast Asia that we didn't know what time it was going to start, and within like 30 minutes it's like full of people watching, and they're still just in there shitting on it, and it felt terrible. I was like, nah, this is whack. I don't get it, but
I feel like this game, I don't want to say this game, sorry, but I feel like we are on that Street Fighter 5 train where everybody hates on it, but everybody's playing it. They're just hating on it just to hate on it because it's a meme. But in reality, the chat and the streams are getting like crazy numbers. Like,
it's true.
If you compare like the hype Marvel 3 moments and then you compare it to this, we're getting a lot, like crazy amount of views,
Yeah, and they're watching it. It's like he says, they love watching MVI streams. What's up, Merkel?
I was just going to say, like, if you really don't like the game, but you're going to sit for hours and watch it just so you can complain about it, like, what are you doing with your life? If you watch an ad, you're giving them money.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't want to play it, don't play it. There's so much to play right now. There's so much to watch. Like, what are you doing with your evenings that it's so boring that you have to go on a stream for a game you don't play just to piss and moan for hours? Like, ugh.
Yeah, and the commentary wasn't stellar. I mean, like, there was a lot of things wrong for sure, but everybody was still watching. Everybody still wanted to see, could Justin win? What's Kazunoko doing? Like, people were still so excited. And the other thing is, like, I feel like it's kind of weird because it's like Marvel vs. Capcom, the franchise. So let's talk about it. Let's go all the way back to X versus Street Fighter. Let's take it all the way back. It's a huge franchise, super rich, has gained all kinds of fans through decades that have all levels of nostalgia, appreciation for the game, have experienced it at different levels. Hammering it out in the arcade, or us like Marvel 3. Who knows? Maybe Infinite's the first one. I don't know, but it's such a huge culture by now, and people have all kinds of video game reviewers have memories of Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, this shit runs deep, but people are complaining a lot that certain things aren't in Infinite that were in 3, or looked better in 3, or played better in 3, or whatever. And I ain't seen none of y'all playing that game either. I ain't seen none of y'all playing 3. You ain't holding it down. You gave up when the shit was boring. It's like now we have this weird community, because Infinite was clearly made pulling the floorboards out. It was made to give people who supported this game something sick to play. And it, at its core, it is sick. At its core, it is a great fighting game. It's fun as hell. It's broken. It's stupid. And it's everything we wanted. But it's like, you are hurting something for no reason. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say it straight to you. You're hurting stuff for no reason. You don't need to do it. So, that's it. That's all I got to say. Our players
Tell them, Hayden.
Our players deserve
Tell
it.
'em.
They worked hard, man. All the money that's been donated, this year, and all the stuff that, like, man, it sucks, dude. It sucks. But I'm not going to let it bother me. I still watch that tournament, and I still have fun, and we're still talking about it tonight, and there's still people in here. So, it's good to see y'all. Appreciate it. The wheel keeps turning, right? And we got an update. What's that about?
That is so weird to say. That is weird.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk about this patch
What?
that we got for our game? That's weird. We got updates. We got bug fixes. We got characters. We got costumes. Let's start with the bug fixes. Let's talk with what was just changed. The Dante Stinger overhead, which, as it turns out, I didn't know, was not limited to Dante. Apparently, that was just a bug fix where you couldn't block on the last crouching frame, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, and God bless, because there are literally some times where, like, I'll be blocking in the air, and then I'll be holding down back, and then I land, and I got opened up for no reason. And when I read that note in the patch notes, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. I actually got hit overhead for landing on the ground. Or not really. It was just I got hit by an unblockable for crouching.
Yeah, and that's
really
why.
what
And you were
happened.
like second guessing yourself. Was like, up back.
No,
like,
I was not second guessing myself. I was literally throwing shit in my apartment, being mad as fuck. Not really. But, you know.
I know what you mean though. Like, you definitely were like, what's going on here? So that was fixed. Spidey Web Ball Infinite was fixed. Shout out to good old fashioned Steam MVCI player Gay with AIDS, who only runs the Spidey Infinite. I don't know what you're gonna do now, dude, but I look forward to seeing you real soon. Yeah. So that's gone. The Mind Stone Wiggle, I don't know what else to call it. Like, you know, that weird like effect where you could like set something up and get the Mind Stone like combo afterwards.
Yeah, Dante and Chun-Li were like notorious for it.
They were the big ones. So that was fixed allegedly as well. The Dorm, Dark Hole Fly, right? That was like into the spells. That was insane.
That's a glitch apparently where you could fly cancel Purification and Dark Hole, and even though it was strong, I felt that I'm sad to see some things that could have led to like more depth for a character go away, because like that was probably like one of the hypest parts about like Dormammu. Like, go check out Senor Timo's YouTube channel and you'll see some of like the sickest confirms you'll ever see with Dormammu in your life, and now you can't do it anymore because of that stuff.
That's okay, because every time I got hit by a full screen Dark Hole and died, I was pretty upset.
Yeah, I mean, like it doesn't change how strong it is either, though, because you can just do Dark Hole, it hits full screen, and then you tag, and then you get a combo.
That's true, but at least he got a tag. At least he got to use a second character if he doesn't have one. You know, he can't do it by himself. But yeah, whack. I don't know. He's still got the carpet. He's still got, you know, he's still got the thorns. He's still got all kinds of shit, right? He's still got all kinds of good stuff going for him. So I think he'll be fine. I think Dormammu players will find a way. I'll say that. I think they'll find a way. They'll figure it out. But we also got 3 new characters. Did anybody get a lot of chance to play with these characters at all?
Yes.
I did. It was fun.
That's true. We do have some folks who have put some time in. So let's start with Monster Hunter, since I know that you were like day -1 Monster Hunter fans, and specifically Jonas. You're basically dying about this character. So tell me a little bit about what you're seeing with Monster Hunter, how you're enjoying it so far, any strengths, weaknesses, any advice for some new Monster Hunter mains. What's going on?
Okay, so as you guys know, I couldn't play the game for the first 2 weeks. So the first thing I did was pick Thanos because I like the Palm Breaker loops, right? So after that, I picked Ultron because he was the easiest thing I could play, and I like his character design, right? So I've been playing Ultron Thanos, right? So I was like, I know I'm gonna drop Ultron because I'm not particularly crazy about the character. Like I'm not a Magneto or Doom player, so I was like, whatever, right? So I picked Monster Hunter, and she is literally everything that I imagined that she would be. Way back when I was playing Monster Hunter, I was like, yo, what if she was in Marvel 3, right? And this is like not everything obviously, but this is like, yo, they represent the game so well. And I know some of you were hating like, oh, there's no cats or barrels or traps, like whatever, bro. She has like a Rekka, if you play Greatsword, that is literally the same animation as the game. She has the bow, she has the dual sword, and it looks so cool. And she's like a tank. She's like a big body. Like don't come in thinking that she's gonna be like an X-23 or something. Like she is like heavy, but she has super armor on so many things. She's gonna kill so many things. Like I'm sorry. Yeah, like I've been so mad at this game because of Dante and Gamora. I played online a little bit, and I just super armor through everything. This is amazing. Like she is everything that I wanted in the game. Like I just can't wait until I see some really good Monster Hunter players so I can copy everything they do, or just make it up myself. But I am very excited, as you guys can see. Like she's a great character, and I'm gonna play her. Like as long as she's like viable, I'm gonna play her. Like free, she's fun. Like that's the thing. She's fun, you know.
I can tell, and the excitement in your face, the smile is infectious. It's very genuine. See, what were you about to say, man?
No, I was gonna say, like, to add on to your Monster Hunter stuff too, is that like, yeah, she's a big body, like movement wise and like with her normals and everything, but to me, I think that what's really sick is that she doesn't have to move like a big body because she can roll cancel forward and backwards out of everything. So she can actually freaking move. Like specials, she can kind of play in and out.
Gimmick is she can do like the special and then roll cancel, right? That's like her gimmick.
I don't know if I actually don't know if you can.
There's some moves that you can cancel them into the roll, but not all of them.
Like the slashy, like the.
Yeah, you can cancel that. You can cancel it back or forward, and if you're in demon mode, the only way to activate it is if you use the quarter circle back in 2 punches, and she does a little like a Wolverine kind of super. That's the only way you can get her install mode. So she turns into demon mode, and you have like a 5% stronger damage, I think, and your dash, you go around, like, you go over your opponent. Like if it was Frank West or Captain America, she normally doesn't have that. She doesn't have that in normal mode, but only in demon mode. So you can use that for 50-50 mix-ups too. Like I personally haven't had the chance to like completely lab everything she has, but that is one of the things that I was like, yo, that's gonna be pretty sick, you know?
No, she and her design, like her appearance looks fantastic. Like you can tell they actually like took care of this character when they finally made her. So as opposed to Sigma, who I think maybe be the ugliest character I've ever seen in a fighting game.
Yo, his alternate's kind of dope though. Come on, give my man some
That's
love.
the thing. Everybody that I've talked about that, I'm not a huge Mega Man fan. Like I'm sorry guys, but everybody that's a huge Mega Man fan, they're like, I think he looks fine because he always looked like crap.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So, like, yeah.
But
like, that's okay.
His shaders and stuff, like, it's not just him either. It's Zero and it's a little bit X, but it's mostly Zero and Sigma with the white, and like they just look weird. Like they, I don't know. Like,
they actually don't fit into like the rest of the gradient of
they don't.
everything else going on. Like, no, I know exactly what you mean. Like everything, like there's, they
like
just look
really
a little
metallic, right? Like they're like. Which I guess that makes sense. They're robots.
They're robots,
but it doesn't look. It doesn't look like
they look like 3D images.
Yeah, it looks like
they look like images.
Yeah, someone like made it made it in art class. It doesn't look like they look like tubes and shiny toys or like. I don't know.
Well, to be fair though, with Zero, it's mostly his character portrait in the character select that looks like that. When you play him in game, he looks better, but. Still, like that same thing kind of carries on.
I really don't. I'm sorry, but I really don't see what you like. There's anything wrong, specifically with X and Zero. I think they both look dope in the game, especially X.
Terrible.
I don't know.
You're crazy, bro. Next time you are in like training mode, just go ahead and pick Rocket Raccoon and pick X and walk them right next to each other. Just see how
There's
Mega
level.
Man's feet are actually interacting with the stage, and you'll want to puke. Like, X is not good. The characters, they're weird. I don't know what happened with those guys. I don't know. I don't. Like
I mean, I
don't
think
like
the
it.
ugly one there is Rocket Raccoon. He looks like piss. He looks
He's
horrible.
not better either, and he's got like the hairdryer ray gun that's like just a big like. Doom said it. It's like everything is a tube connected to a cone. Like, it's weird. It's like really just obvious, like, you know, symmetrical objects glued onto each other. I don't know. It's weird.
Have you seen Strider walking, bro?
Have
He
you
looks
seen
like a
Chun Li
chicken.
walk, bro? The lid?
Chun-Li
yeah.
walks the worst.
Come on. I mean, but we're not playing for that. Nah, it's, you know, that's whatever. But I think Sigma looks.
But X, I
Terrible.
think Sigma looks kind of bad. I think he looks like legit Buzz Lightyear. I was like, no. But then I don't know. The Mega Man fans like him, and they say he looks just like the game. So
Yeah, and he's doing well.
good for
so.
you guys. Yeah.
Kyle, you haven't had any chance to play with any characters you said, right? Not yet.
I haven't got to play with them. I've watched a good bit though. I was chilling out in the Team Spooky earlier today.
Oh, when Nerd Josh was playing? Nice.
And like I've been trying to follow the characters because I am interested in playing Black Panther. And I think for Sigma, I agree his character model looks weird and his animations look a little stiff. But I mean, that's kind of what he looks like in the games. Like he wasn't really this crazy, highly animated, super flashy thing. He was pretty basic. So at
That's
least
fair.
you can argue that he's true to his source material. But I think that he does have some cool stuff. Like I think his
He
teleports
definitely-
look nice, and his if we're talking about gameplay, I think he looks really, really strong.
He does. He
Um,
looks really tough.
And I think his little dimensional tears are next to Strange's animations
Very sick.
and particle effects. I think they look really cool too. But from a like gameplay character standpoint, I think Sigma is going to be a really, really strong support. He gives like a really nice hard counter to like characters that people have been complaining about. I think we might see him start to replace some Thanos personally.
Yeah. Yep. That's a big theory for sure.
Because I mean, he still has the two-way dash. Plus, he's got some extra mobility options with his counter teleports. He's got a command grab. He's got better projectiles. From everything I've seen, he does good damage, and he corner carries pretty easily. So, I think he's going to be pretty strong.
He's equipped.
Maybe.
The missiles are good angles. The head
This
laser.
is really good.
The head laser, the eye laser, pshoo, that's like really fast. His teleport's strong, or not his teleport, his counter. Psh, they're like you're saying, it's kind of like a hard counter for some
Jump
matchups.
Fierce.
Yeah,
is
jump
like
fierce,
the
the
new
god
pizza
button.
cutter. Yeah, it's like that's a pretty freaking godlike button, yo.
Nah, that's I think Sigma is his damage is disgusting. It's very high damage. I definitely see the Thanos replacement comparisons as a Thanos main myself. Thanos has a totally useless eye laser that is garbage and is terrible. Sigma has a fantastic one. The only thing that he doesn't have is the teleport. Thanos has that, but I don't know. It's a big difference. Sigma seems like he's buff. Really good air confirm options, good ground confirm options. Has anybody put any time or faith into Black Panther? Seif? Best
I'll
chance?
take Black Panther.
Okay,
'cause-
go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I like I said, I am gonna sit in the lab and I'm gonna play him because I think that he's gonna be that high mobility hit and run character that I've been looking for, and I've only found that kind of gameplay in Gamora because I
Fair.
can like back away while putting stuff on the screen and then dash forward and then I'm pressuring all of a sudden, and so to be able to have somebody that has even stronger mobility options, I'm pretty excited for that. But I
Hey,
don't
he's got
know.
a standing overhead. That's good. Most characters don't have that you can combo out.
Yeah.
And he's got an uppercut.
Yeah, I mean, his DP looks pretty strong, plus all of his specials you can cancel into wall cling, and you can get multiple angles off the wall. So I think that he's going to be, like, he is the first character in this game that, like, his win condition is you have to master his mobility. I think
Yeah.
everyone else, it's kind of like, well, you know, I kind of press some buttons, and some of them worked, some of them didn't, and it's okay. But Black Panther, I think that I don't know. This game, if it was Marvel 3, I would say Black Panther is going to be bad. He's going to be like X-23 because you can't play in a game without projectiles. But now we have Reality Stone. Now we have projectile reflect.
Tags.
Tags. I mean, there's so many ways that you can let another character get in close and then just let him go ham on them, go to Hamtown, whatever. So, I don't know. I think he looks cool. I think his costume...
Super sick.
I might be wrong, but I think I heard someone say that the costume was from a crossover Blade comic, and it was like some cool mystical armor blessed by some monks or something, and that's pretty cool, and I think it looks just absolutely badass. So
it does look fantastic.
So I would definitely be
let me ask you something.
Him.
You've seen his kit at least. Can you see any way that this guy, like, you say you get in a block string situation, you hit your buttons and they push guard you, like, what the hell do you do? What do you?
I think you go back to the wall and you just choose another angle. And you decide how you're going to go in. Like, for me, if I go back to the wall and then I just pull Gamora in, then all I'm going to do is make you block some guns at some point, and then I'm going to let Panther come back in and do his job. So I think it's kind of that.
That's true.
He's not. I do not think he is a character by himself, but I think there are enough options in this game that you can make him. He's going to be the strong mix-up that just does work whenever you can get close, and then he has evasion mobility options afterwards. But
if only some way you could wall cling to the box. If only you could, like,
it would have been so cool if you could have just gone nuts and just
watch this character. Right? Watch this character win evil. You guys were talking some crap. This character is not that bad, bro. He's bad. Okay. I think he's okay.
I think.
I mean, we haven't.
I'm down to say he's okay.
I think that the problem is he's not obvious. Like, exactly like you said, Merkel. You're gonna go ahead and finish. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna say that, like, I'm pretty sure all of us have had that conversation where some new player comes up and they're like, "Oh, what character should I play?" And, like, going through and, like, on Marvel 3, you would point at the cast and it was like, "Don't ever play this one. Don't play this one. Don't play this one unless you have the perfect team." But with Infinite, like, it's pretty much like, this character's great, this one's great, this one's pretty good, this one's pretty good. And there's only maybe 2 characters where I'm like, just unless you want to put in work, avoid them.
I am with you, and one of those was Frank West until I caught the work by a Frank West player today in ranked bad is on my stream. He beat me, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times in a row.
I'm getting bodied by every Captain America in the game.
I'm with you, Jonas. What's going on. I'm starting to think that maybe every character is godlike. Like, I have not ran into a matchup yet where I'm like, that character's useless.
Yo, have you guys played against this? No.
Dude, that Uzi, that medium Uzi across the screen, that is nasty. That move is not slept on.
There's this one player online called Secret Fighter. Apparently he's from Mexico, and he plays Ryu and Thor. And his Ryu, seriously, he opens me up so quickly. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I saw Ryu. I think he's bad, but he's not, like, there's no Marvel 3 bad in this game yet. You know, every character can do stuff, at least right now in the current meta. Like, you just...
I think there are counterpicks.
Yeah.
I think, like, there are some characters that you shouldn't play against Gamora. I think there are some characters that, like, I think there's definitely going to be counterpick teams, counterpick stones. But yeah, I don't think there's a character it's like, don't ever play this character. At least I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know about y'all. I think y'all don't play top tier.
Why? I play Quackbot. That Quackbot's my training partner. If anything's wrong, blame Quackbot.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like, you're saying that, like, a lot of characters are, like, really good, but I'm thinking about it in the context of, like, what's stupid strong, and I'm kind of like, oh, Dorm will just camp in the air and get 3 spells and then just spam thorns, and then they don't do anything.
Yeah, but
it's like,
I mean, at least right now, the game is so hectic, and people still haven't figured out anything, that I truly believe, like, I seriously truly believe that if you put in the work right now with most of the cast, you can find some sort of really good success, because not every character has the tools, but just because of the stone mechanic, especially the Reality Stone and Power Stone, I don't think there's a really bad, like, never pick this. Even if Dorm is way stronger than every other character,
I see what
if you
Steve's
pick,
saying, though.
for example, if you pick,
think Norm's way stronger than every other character. I think Norm has
but he's
characters
still
that he loses to.
he will still get hit. You
Yeah,
know,
his game plan is
Agreed.
good enough that he'll.
there's no Moridoom in this game. There's no Magneto in this game yet. You know, like there's still situations that it turns into a 50-50 that is he gonna power stone? Is he gonna grab me? Is he gonna go low? Is he gonna go high? You know, and most characters can do that. Not every character, but
No, you're
most
right.
characters. Yeah.
But
No,
I mean,
like
go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, man.
no, I was gonna say like it reminds me of playing against this dude online, Rebello. I think he's from Canada.
Yeah, he's from Canada.
And dude, like he plays Captain America, Mega Man with Power Stone, and like
Dude,
Oh,
Mega
man,
Man
that
with
dude
Power
plays
Stone
like a
is
nut.
infuriating.
So the dude like goes, he makes the right reads, he does hella damage, and he keeps it real simple. But like, yo, it works. Like he's pretty high ranked right now, and but granted, he's played like a lot of games. You know, I see that dude like constantly, and like in the chat right now, everybody's like, Rebello's a nut. Rebello's a nut. I second that. I third that. Like everybody's like, yep, Rebello's a nut. But yo, have you not gotten hit by it at least once or
That's
lost?
true.
Like yo,
That's
it kind of works sometime. Like there's like I'll echo that. Like even though I said that, you know, there is a fall off between top tier and like that will kind of like invalidate some of the cast to some degree. I still think there are a lot of strategies that haven't been developed yet that could be successful for a time.
Bet.
I'll agree with that.
I'm with that.
I like what Dino just said. That's the demo team. That's the team you get on the demo.
Yeah. it's that the AI is playing itself on the screen. So I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm kind of with Steve a little bit. I see what you're saying. Like if I think about Ryu versus Dormammu, that sounds like a pretty toxic matchup. But in theory, Ryu has somebody with him that's supposed to make that easier. I don't know. The game has a lot left to give. Like what Jonas said. I think. Man, what is this comment? What is this? Chat is man. Naughty Senpai 69. That's too ugly of a comment for such a sick Twitch name, man. What's the matter with you? What's the matter? Let's hit it real quick. Let's go ahead it. Naughty Senpai 69 says, anyone in the Marvel community mad that Capcom basically killed your prospects of having a long-living game with big sponsorship by releasing the game in the state it is and selling 20 copies worldwide? Man.
Yo, I don't give a fuck, bro. I play Marvel 3. Like,
Let's
who
go!
cares?
Yeah, you're in the wrong place
Like,
to
come
be
on, dude.
worrying about this.
Come on. Honest to God, like, it honestly, and this is going to sound weird, maybe it's going to come off the wrong way, I don't know, but I was talking to you about this, Steve. For, like, the last 6 months, I definitely felt like what I wanted to do with gaming, commentary, everything, I thought it was figured out. I thought, you know, like, I'm going to hit this certain kind of grind, work on these certain kind of projects, and then Capcom and Marvel are going to come in and put us on the balloons to space, gold, and all this stuff, and esports glory, and it's like, the more it's not looking that way, the kind of happier I am, and like the more excited I am, personally now, as a content creator, as a player, as a spectator, and as a commentator, I am more excited for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite now than I've ever been. So, I don't know how everybody else feels about the game right now. If everybody is sweating at night about the game's future. I don't know if that's a problem with you guys. If you have night terrors about the sales of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm gonna guess y'all don't give a shit.
That's what I do every morning.
Yeah.
I wake up and I see if there's been more marketing information about sales. That's why I play the game, is to see how other people purchase it.
And I don't think it's fair to say that it's other people doing that. And no, I'm not coming at you, Naughty. I feel you. No, it's an honest question. And I feel like it's not fair for us to say that we have never cared or we don't care now. Because some people definitely do. And some people can. That's fine. They should. But I think we all got a little caught up in, like, the what could have been or, like, what could be ideas. Because it was so unreal to us, right? Like, we didn't know what Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was going to look like. We had a lot of assumptions about sales, about all kinds of things.
I mean, but here's the reality, though. I went from being the only person, one of two people in Alabama that still played Marvel 3, and it was like that for 3 years, and if I wanted to play, I had to drive at least 4 hours to get competition, to any day of the week, I can go on my local board and I can say, hey, who wants to get some matches, and I can get 3 or 4 people down to grind. and every Thursday we have 12 to 20 people just sitting around setups playing this game. Like,
yeah, no, that speaks for itself. Like that says everything.
Like I understand if sales weren't great, Street Fighter V sales weren't great, but guess what? It's been around for 2 years and it's still the most watched game. And everyone was talking about how Capcom was dead after that, and there's never going to be any releases. But here we are. So I don't think it's. I think that sounds more like meme nonsense than reality.
Speaking of, I think there's another point that's made a lot. This is Amdog Wolf in the chat. He says, "I think everyone is just disappointed in the wasted potential," and it's really interesting because, in some ways, that's the easiest argument. That's the most obvious.
No. Let me. I'm going to take over real quick.
Sure.
So let's talk wasted potential.
Yeah.
What came out with the game? We got a full what 2.5 hour story mode. We have a cast of 30 characters. 4 weeks in, we have 3 new characters plus 18 new costumes. Plus there were some pre-order costumes. If you beat the game, then you get like 16 stages to play on. It comes with online training mode. The online lobby is fantastic. The online netcode is fantastic. Like, the game itself is fun. I haven't heard anyone that like plays the game like talking about, man, I really, aside from complaints about characters being too strong, Dante, Gamora, okay, they're very strong, and maybe they'll get balance patched out of a season 2. But like the fact that there is a season 2 is like this game has not even started, and everyone's talking about how it's dead or having issues. Yeah. So I don't know.
But I mean, listen, I also go ahead, Jonas. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I just want to put down some point. Listen, the people that are playing the game, that are actually playing, I have not heard of anybody that I consider to be a good player to hate on this game. Everybody that I consider to be a rational, good, have a solid understanding of fighting games have played this game, and they think, holy shit, this is amazing. This is a really fun game. Right now, as you guys know, I'm in Miami right now. I'm from PR. Back in PR, people are buying gas, $3 of gas to get into a session so they can put gas on the generator so they can play Marvel. That is crazy, you know. They find a way to play, and if you really think that graphics or story or like the bad roster is going to stop people from playing, you have not seen the last 3 or 4 years of Marvel 3 that people stopped playing because we were supposedly not going to get support, and we still kept playing. Our numbers dropped a lot, sure, but we still kept playing. We still kept that shit alive. We have a new game now, and anybody that has played the game knows how fun it is. I know the cynicism because Street Fighter V had a bad release, and we have DBCF on the horizon. Listen, the other day, Hayden, you posted that Thanos video. I was like, I cannot do this, and this is like a Marvel thing. Like, this is the engine. They give us the engine, and you just do whatever you want. I really think there's no other fighting game that lets you do that. Like, it's just free form creative style, and I'm not being a shill. I'm just being real. I've seen people that hate Marvel 3. They touch this game back in PR, and they're like, holy shit, I need to play this. Like, where's the ninja sessions? Where do we go? We need to play. Guys, seriously, if you really think that the bad sales or bad esports is gonna keep people from playing, you don't know what that is. Street Fighter V, it dropped a lot of sales, and I mean it had like decent sales, but people stopped playing because it's not that fun. Let's be honest. But when you play this is crazy. Like, this is fun. You want to land your combos. You want to land your tech on everybody, and that's a strictly Marvel thing. Like I really don't care about the future as long as there's 8 people in the bracket. Like if you really think that like 3 or 4 years down the line we're gonna be like Marvel 3 status, then that's fine. Whatever. We'll still keep playing because it's Marvel. You know, like who cares?
Yeah. No, I think y'all are right. Like you make good points. I think you're speaking from like kind of a Marvel player's perspective, and I think that makes sense. Like I don't think anything was wrong. I think, I mean, if you want to look at it from my perspective, and I'm not going to try to defend anything or, you know, say that because you like graphics too much or because you like roster size too much or whatever, that because you didn't buy the game that's a bad idea, or because you think the game's bad that your opinion's wrong. I honestly don't care. I don't care. You are allowed to like whatever games you want for whatever reason you like, but I think what's important is there's a context to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And I think it's kind of like what I was saying earlier about how this franchise has been around for so long that we have such different levels of fans who have such different